entrepreneurship is often painted as the ultimate freedom. The dream of building your own business, being your own boss, working from anywhere, and turning your passion into profit sounds irresistible. And yes, there is truth to that. But what almost no one tells you is that there is a dark side to entrepreneurship, a side filled with isolation, anxiety, financial stress, and mental battles that can break even the strongest individuals. People see the highlights, success stories, luxury lifestyles, viral product launches, but they rarely see what goes on behind the scenes: the sleepless nights, the missed meals, the crushing self-doubt, the silent pressure of carrying a business on your shoulders when no one else understands what it truly costs. So today, let us talk about that side. Because until you understand the full picture, you are not truly prepared to become an entrepreneur. Number 1, the loneliness of leadership. When you are an employee, you are surrounded by coworkers, teams, and bosses. There is a system to rely on, even if you do not like it. But when you are an entrepreneur, especially in the early days, you are often doing everything alone. You are the founder, the marketer, the customer service rep, the accountant, and the cleaner, all rolled into one. And as the business grows, the pressure to keep things running only intensifies. Most people around you will not understand the mental load you are carrying. Friends and family may support you in theory, but they will not grasp what it is like to wake up at 3 a.m. with cash flow panic or to work weekends while everyone else relaxes. You may find yourself pulling away from social events, skipping birthdays, or avoiding conversations about your business because explaining your daily struggles would take too long, and even then, few would relate. Entrepreneurship can be incredibly lonely. Not because people abandon you, but because you grow in a direction that most of your circle never has. It takes intentional effort to build a support system, mentors, fellow founders, or coaches who truly understand your journey. Number 2, the emotional roller coaster no one prepares you for. Running a business is not a steady path. It is a constant roller coaster. One day you land a big client or your product goes viral, and you feel unstoppable. The next day, your ad account gets suspended, your supplier messes up a shipment, or your sales drop to zero. These ups and downs are not just financial. They affect your entire mental state. Most entrepreneurs tie their identity to their business. When things are going well, they feel confident, powerful, and proud. But when things go wrong, and they will, they internalize the failure. They begin to question everything: their skills, their decisions, their worth. This emotional instability creates a loop of self-doubt and overthinking that few people talk about. You might smile in front of others, but inside you are battling fear, uncertainty, and exhaustion. And since entrepreneurship is glamorized so heavily online, many founders suffer in silence, believing that they are weak or broken because their journey is not as smooth as others make it seem. The truth is, those who survive are not the ones who feel no fear, but the ones who learn how to keep going in spite of it. Number 3, the financial pressure is relentless. One of the biggest myths about entrepreneurship is that you will become rich quickly. In reality, most entrepreneurs do not make a profit for months, sometimes even years. You invest your savings, borrow from family, take loans, or max out credit cards just to keep the lights on. Every dollar feels like a gamble, and every decision can feel like the one that might ruin you. It is not just about managing cash flow. It is about surviving with it. Rent, bills, suppliers, employees, taxes, software subscriptions, they all stack up fast. And if your business has a bad month, you cannot just clock out. You have to find a way to fix it. And when it is your own money on the line, the stress is magnified. Many entrepreneurs also struggle with paying themselves. They pour everything into the business, hoping it will pay off later. But when later keeps getting pushed back, they begin to feel resentful, burned out, and trapped. The harsh truth is that building a business often means living broke while pretending you are doing fine. This financial tightrope forces many people to give up too early, not because their idea was bad, but because they were never prepared for how financially draining the early stages really are. Number 4, the constant battle with imposter syndrome. Even when things are going well, many entrepreneurs struggle with imposter syndrome. They feel like frauds. They question whether they truly deserve the success they have achieved. They fear that at any moment, someone will expose them as unqualified or undeserving. This internal battle is more common than most people admit. It comes from the fact that there is no clear roadmap. Unlike a traditional career path with promotions and titles, entrepreneurship is often chaotic and unstructured. You are making things up as you go, learning on the fly, and constantly entering unknown territory. That uncertainty feeds the voice in your head that says, you have no idea what you are doing. And because social media is filled with polished success stories, you begin to compare your behind that scenes reality with someone else's highlight reel. It becomes easy to believe that everyone else has it figured out and you are the only one who is lost. But in truth, nearly every entrepreneur feels this way at some point. The key is learning how to move forward despite the voice of doubt. Number 5, burnout is not a risk. It is almost a guarantee. Entrepreneurs pride themselves on hustle. Work hard, outwork the competition, sleep later. But that mindset, while admirable, often leads to burnout. When you are the one responsible for every result, you end up working constantly. Days blur together. Vacations get canceled. You eat meals at your desk. You sleep with your phone next to your bed just in case something goes wrong. Over time, this relentless pace wears you down. Your creativity fades. Your motivation dips. You become reactive instead of strategic. You stop enjoying the business you once loved. And worst of all, you start resenting it. The same freedom you once craved becomes a prison. Burnout does not always look like a breakdown. Sometimes it shows up as low energy, brain fog, mood swings, or a lack of excitement for the future. It sneaks in quietly and stays until you finally collapse. The only way to avoid it is to create boundaries early. Learn to delegate. Schedule time off. Protect your energy the same way you protect your profit. Number 6, relationships can suffer, sometimes permanently. When your business becomes your life, other areas often get neglected. Relationships with your partner, family, or friends can suffer when you are mentally and emotionally consumed by your business. You may cancel plans, show up distracted, or become emotionally unavailable. Entrepreneurs often say, "I am doing this for my family." But that same family can feel forgotten, even if they understand your mission. Without honest communication, misunderstandings pile up, resentment grows, and in some cases, relationships end because the business became more important than the bond. You do not have to choose between business and relationships, but you do have to be intentional. Schedule connection the way you schedule meetings. Communicate openly. Share your wins and losses. Let the people in your life know what you are building, and remind yourself what you are building it for. Number 7, the hidden cost of building your dream. You must strengthen your mindset, protect your peace, and understand that pain is part of the process. Every successful entrepreneur you admire has gone through a season of doubt, stress, failure, and burnout. They are not superhuman. They are just persistent. And so can you be. If you are going to take this path, know that it will challenge every part of who you are. But it will also reveal strength you never knew you had. Just make sure that in chasing success, you do not lose yourself along the way. In the next video, we are going to shift from the emotional cost of entrepreneurship to something far more practical: the smartest investments you can make in 2025, even if you are just starting out. Watch next, the best investments right now, even if you are a beginner.